or your tree. The tree works too, or somebody else that's standing around there. There you go. They can't hold you up though. You have to hold yourself up with your legs. You're pushing against whatever's behind you there, right? You're holding yourself up with your thigh muscles and the friction of your, this is pretty fun to watch. Nicely done, you guys. All right, next we're doing push-ups. So get a space on the floor. Remember, if it's too hard to do it with your body straight out, put your knees on the ground. Just like this. Keep your body nice and straight. And if this is too hard, put those knees down. You push up this way. Right? Or you can do it the hard way. Either way works. My feet are slipping on the floor today. All right. Next we're gonna do, I'm gonna do bicycles this time for crunches. Get your knees up, hands behind your head. Great, we go this. I'm touching my elbow to my knee. You can go fast or slow. All right, time for your chair. Find that chair was in your way. We're stepping up and stepping down. This. You can go fast, you can go slow. If you're using something really small, you should go fast. Doing a really high thing is probably gonna be hard for you. Use an actual staircase too if you had one. All right, no more chair for a minute. Next, we're gonna do squats. Stand to the side so you guys can see me. This. Get that butt down. Hands out helps me with balance. All right, you need your chair again. Get that chair and sit on it. You put your hands on it. You're only gonna sit on it for a second. And pushing up. So I'm picking up my weight with my triceps. The further out I slide my feet, the harder it is. You put one foot up, that makes it even harder. Just make sure you switch if you do that. I'm not going to because I had to ride my bike home today. All right, good job with your triceps. Plank is next. Down on the ground where you can see me. Nice and straight. Holding myself up with my toes and my elbows. Not much to say about this. Just try to be straight. Don't stick your butt up. Don't let yourself get all slumpy like this. You should be straight like a board. All right. An easy one. High knees. We're running in place, basically. Ready, set, go. Those knees up there. This is a stupid hairdo for this. Get those knees up as high as you can. to your chin. All right, now the lunge that is not a lunge. Hands on hips, hands can be up, it's up to you. The lunge that goes like this, it's not like a fencing lunge. Our toes are pointed in the same direction. All right, get tricky, push-up rotation. I don't think I need the chair anymore. Okay, back down in push-up position. Speed out, down, up, reach. Reach for the sky. A while since I've done this. Get harder. Okay, last thing. Sit down on the floor, side plank. Pick your favorite side. And go for it. Same thing, just want to stay nice and straight. Balancing on the side of my foot, my forearm here. You can use your hand. It's a little hard to hold yourself up here. Give yourself a little bit of support. Try to hold yourself out as long as you can. And switch to the other side. Same thing. Nice and straight. This is the last thing. We're almost there. Then you have to stretch. It's going to be amazing. So close. You did it. All right. Hope everybody's all warmed up. Let me stop my little, I had a little video, cheater video, so I could tell what was supposed to be happening. Close it. All right. So, hopefully everybody's warmed up. I'm sweaty now. It did not make me sweaty to ride my bike here, but okay. So, you ready to stretch? And we're gonna do the same thing we always do. Feet nice and wide, arms up over your head, grab a wrist, pull it over. Pull that wrist like you're trying to pull your arm out of its socket in a nice way. And then back to the middle. Same thing, other arm, pull it over. This form next week, I'm wearing shorts. The only time I don't have to wear shorts is when we're actually fencing. This does not seem to be on the horizon yet. Okay, back to the middle. And now, tip yourself over at the waist. Let your head hang down. I'm not letting my head hang down because I want you guys to be able to hear me. Lift those arms, dangle. And walk your hands over the right leg. Just do a little hamstring stretch first. Slide those hands down on the, which leg am I holding? This is my left leg. I don't know. Yeah. I guess if you look at me on the TV, it's my right. And then back over to the other leg. Same thing, keep it nice and straight. Hold on down as far as you can. And then back to the middle. Now from here, we're gonna walk our fingers over to the left side. Point our toes in the same direction. Now we are in runner's stretch. Hang out here for a second, get used to it. Set that back knee down on the ground. And pick your hands up off the ground, bring your body upright. Swing your arms up on either side of your head. Nice and straight. This is like the practice session before we get to warrior one. And now put those hands back down on the ground. Pick up that back knee. Get your balance. Nice and slow. Bring your body upright. Swing your arms up to either side of your head. Full body stretch. And left hand forward, right hand back. Try to get them nice and straight. When you're here, think about getting that back leg nice and straight as well. Your body. If you can see yourself in the video, that might help. So I'm going like, are my arms straight? Wait, this one, that one. There we go. And now take that left hand, drop it to the inside of your left leg. Right hand up in the sky, look up at that right hand. And collapse that right hand down. We're back in runner stretch. We're gonna walk our hands back to the middle. Breathe a sigh of relief for a second. And now walk on over to the right side. Now my head is pointing to my right side, as are my toes. They're all pointed in the same direction. Runner stretch. Get nice and straight. Drop that back knee down. Bring your body upright. Bring your arms up on either side of your head. Look up at the sky. Get those arms nice and straight. And now bring your hands back down. Get your balance. Pick up that back leg. And now bring your body upright again, this time without your back knee on the ground. Nice and straight. Bring those arms up on either side of your head. Look up at the ceiling or the sky. And now right hand forward, left hand back. Warrior two. We're all warriors, right? Warriors without an opponent. And now take that right hand, drop it to the inside of your right leg. Left arm up in the sky. Looking up at that left hand. Twisting in a good way. And now collapse that left arm down. We're back in runner stretch. Back to the middle. Every time I get here, I'm like, oh, look, I'm stretchier than when I started. Let yourself hang here for a second. And now slowly roll it up. Bring your head up last. All right. I gotta fix this hairdo. This is not gonna work for me. Okay, we're warmed up. We're stretched out. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna go over some stuff that we talked about, I don't know how many times ago. It might have been the first class that we did online, I'm not sure. So, we're gonna start off talking about the check step. Hang on, a hair emergency, get there. Okay. Did I, hang on. There we go. Okay. All right. So if you have it, you don't need it, but if you do, grab a glove and a weapon. Time to do something that's kind of like fencing. I'm going to move this chair so I don't trip on it this time. And this shirt. Yeah. Okay. El Domo is kind of in my way right now, but everybody seems to miss him, so I put him kind of in the forefront. There he is. He says hi. All right. So we're going to practice that footwork rhythm. All right. Actually, I guess we should probably start with a little footwork warm up first. Huh? Let's do that. All right. Before we get into anything fancy, let's just do some footwork. Okay. Everybody's on guard, right? All right. Advance. Retreat. Advance. Retreat. Advance. Retreat. Just like a dance. Remember how to do this? And then we're going to do double advance. Double retreat. Double advance. Double retreat. Double advance. Double retreat. Double advance. Lunge. Hey, I hit El Domo. Hang out here for a second. Get used to the lunge. It's kind of like that stretch we just did. A little different though. Because my back foot is perpendicular. Note the difference. Back on guard, retreat, double advance, double retreat, advance lunge, and hang out. While you're here, make little circles with the tip of your blade. I know you can't really see the tip of my blade, but I'm making little circles with my hands, doorknob sized. And now back to on guard, advance, double retreat, double advance, double retreat, double advance, double retreat, advance lunge. I hit El Demo again. He misses you guys so much. Back to on guard, retreat, double advance, double retreat, crossover forward, crossover backwards. And everybody remember the jump? We're gonna do a push forward lunge. So, right? It's more of a jump than a push forward. That's not what it's called. It's called like a pas de bourrée or something. We're doing the jump, I kick this foot up, pull myself over with my heel, right? Kind of think about it like I'm flicking my heels together like Dorothy. Oh, there. No place like home. Try that again. Jump, lunge, back to on guard, retreat, jump, lunge, go. Back to on guard, retreat, jump, lunge, back to on guard, retreat, double advance, double retreat, double advance, double retreat, advance lunge. Little circles with the tip of that blade, little circles. Other way, make the circles go counterclockwise if you were going clockwise. Come back to on guard, advance, retreat, double retreat, double advance, double retreat, advance lunge, and recover, retreat, advance lunge, and recover, retreat, advance lunge, and recover, retreat, double advance, double retreat, double advance, double retreat, double advance, double retreat, crossover forward, that's like the lazy footwork action, crossover backwards, and jump lunge again. Back to on guard, retreat, jump lunge again. Nice slapping down of that foot in the front. Surprise you, everyone. Back to on guard, retreat. Again, jump lunge. And recover, retreat, jump lunge. And recover, retreat. All right, push forward lunge. I know I said I was going to do it before. Now we're actually going to do it. So push forward lunge, where I'm pushing up the back foot. It's like a little hop forward. A little different from the other one. Pushing myself forward. I don't have that big decisive slap at the end. Pushing myself forward. Finish with a lunge. And push forward lunge. Back on guard. Remember, push back. Pushing off on the front foot. Go hop back. Push forward. Push back. Kind of hopping. Push forward. Push back. Push forward lunge. Back on guard. Retreat. Double advance. Double retreat. Double advance lunge. And El Demo gets it again. Back to on guard. Retreat. Double retreat. Advance. Double advance. Retreat. Retreat. Double advance lunge. Back to on guard. Retreat. And push back. We'll hop. Push forward. Push back. And now I want everybody to just jump in place in on guard position. Right? Using my toes and my calves. See a little spring in there. And stop. Extend. Lunge. Hang out here. Do some little circles. Tiny circles. Other direction. Make that forearm work a little bit. Switch the other way again now. Back to on guard. Advance. Retreat. Advance. Retreat. Double advance. Double retreat. Double advance. Double retreat. Advance lunge. Edmundo is getting more exercise than he's gotten in a long time. Back to on guard. Retreat. Double retreat. I meant El Demo, not Edmundo. Double advance. Double retreat. Double advance lunge. I get them confused. El Demo talks less though. Back to retreat. Double advance. Push back. Push forward. Push back. Push forward. Retreat. Advance lunge. And back to on guard. Stand up. Shake it out. That's enough footwork. Super exciting. I don't know if you guys have been doing footwork alone, but it's just about as exciting as this. It's maybe slightly more exciting. Somebody else is telling you what to do. I'm gonna grab some water. Feel free to do the same. Okay. We've done our obligatory footwork. Okay. This stuff we're gonna work on is also footwork. But hey, that's what we do. We do footwork because there's not that many people to cross plays with. So we're gonna go back to what we started with in the very beginning. This might be a review for some of you, maybe a reminder of fun things that you can practice when you're on your own. All right, so the first thing that we worked on, according to my notes, was the small, medium, and large lunge. Okay, so we're gonna do, let's see, we're gonna do 10 reps of it after I explain it. So the on guard position, right? From here, we just did a bunch of lunges, but we're gonna grade our lunges now. So we're gonna do the small lunge where we're like, barely trying, right? This is much smaller than the one I was doing before, right? And then there's our, we'll call it our footwork lunge, right? That's kind of the lunge I do when I'm doing footwork. Somebody told me to lunge. And then I'm gonna do the lunge I do when I'm competing, which is where I'm pushing off of that back leg so hard that that back foot is gonna travel, okay? So in both the other lunges, this back foot stays in the same place, right? Little lunge, back foot stays right on that red line right there, right? Big lunge, now back foot still hasn't moved. And now my enormous lunge, this is really the lunge that you use when you're fencing with an opponent, push forward. And I gain like, I don't know, an extra 14 inches or something from where my back foot was originally. That's the lunge you like when you really mean to hit somebody. You're not faking it. Okay, so we're gonna go small, medium, large, 5 times. Then we're gonna go small, medium, medium, large, or some crazy pattern like that. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so everybody on guard. And small lunge. Big lunge. And push forward lunge. Back to on guard. Go back. One retreat. When you do that push forward lunge, it should bring you far enough forward that it's the equivalent of an advance. So you have to make a retreat afterwards. Okay, again, small, and recover, big, recover, and now push that forward, really big, and recover and retreat. Again, small, recover, big, recover, really big, that leap forward, and recover, retreat, and small, recover, big, recover, really big, shoot yourself forward, back to on guard and retreat. I think that was 3, almost there. Small, recover, lunge, recover. Oh, I kind of fudged that one. That was supposed to be the big one. And now do the really big one. And recover, retreat. One more, small, recover, big, recover, big lunge, recover, retreat. More lunges than we do all week. Okay, let's see. Let's change it up. Let's just do big and really big. Okay, we're gonna throw the small one away. All right, we're gonna say we're stretched out enough. On guard, and normal lunge, and really big lunge. Back to on guard, retreat. Small lunge, and really big lunge. Back to on guard, and retreat. Small lunge, and really big lunge. Back to on guard, retreat. Little lunge, recover, big lunge. Back to on guard, retreat. Okay, small, medium, and large lunges. Just changing the definition in your brain of like what a lunge might be. You really have to think about when you lunge, when you're attacking an opponent, like a real opponent that moves, not like I'll demo here. You're gonna stretch it out because everybody's natural instinct when they see a pointy object hurtling towards them is to back up, I hope. So you really stretch that lunge out. Not the lunge we do in footwork. It's a really long one. I'm really gonna stick them. El Damo doesn't really go anywhere though. So small, medium, large lunge. Do you guys see? I think last time I said do that 5 times a day. So by 5 times I mean small, medium, large once, small, medium, large twice, small, medium, large 3 times, 5 times. You can do it in the morning, like before you come down for breakfast. It doesn't take very long. We did it many, many, many more times just now. So small, medium, large lunge, 5 times. All right. We're going to do the check step. We talked about the check step, I don't know, maybe it was like 3 weeks ago. We're going to do that again. Okay. So this is, I like to think it's more like dancing. Last week we actually did sort of like fencing dancing. This is as close as it would get realistically in about. So when you're in on guard position, I've got my opponent across from me. It's not El Demo, ignore him, okay? I've got my opponent across from me, and I'm gonna set up a rhythm that they are going to want to follow because they just want to, okay? Person I'm fencing is a follower. They're not quite sure what they want to do, so I'm gonna tell them what to do. So here we go. We're on guard. I'm gonna do a double advance, right? Made the retreat 2 times. I'm gonna do a double retreat. That opponent followed me. I'm gonna do another double advance. They followed me again. Double retreat. No, I'm gonna retreat halfway, right? So not doing a full retreat, just doing a half step back, just enough to make that person think I'm going backwards. And then I'm going to push off this back foot and hit them, okay? So what we're doing here is we're setting up a rhythm. The opponent starts to follow. As soon as they're lulled into complacency, we're gonna strike. Okay, so let's do that again. So the pattern is double advance, double retreat, double advance, check step. That's a check step is half a retreat, right? So I just move my back foot back, and then I push off the back foot in a lunge, okay? Double advance, double retreat, double advance, check, lunge. Got it? It makes sense why an opponent might start to follow you. Maybe you've experienced this on the strip, where you realize this person is not making the decisions I am. This is a great time to use this. Okay, again, double advance, double retreat, double advance, check step, lunge. Aha, surprise them again. I get them every time, it's great. Again, start again. Double advance, double retreat, double advance, check step, lunge. There we go. Let's do it one more time with that pattern, right? So double advance, double retreat, double advance, check step, lunge. Okay? So that's just one pattern. You come up with any pattern you want, but it can't be too complicated or the person won't be able to follow you, which is really what you want them to do. So I'd say double advances, like pairs of advances, or you can also do this. Just advance, retreat, advance, check, lunge. Right? It doesn't have to be a double. It just has to be a pattern that's easily followed. Advance, retreat, advance, check, lunge. Right? You can do it with somebody who doesn't know how to fence, too. Somebody who doesn't have a sword, just to see if you can trick them. You can do a hand-to-hand with an unarmed person. Nobody's going to lose an eyeball, right? Get mom or dad. They don't have to stand on guard either. They can just walk back and forth. And you just say, hey, follow me, okay? Follow me, mom. When I go forward, I want you to go back. When I go back, I want you to go forward. And then get mom into complacency and then to make that attack. You can do it with a dog. You can do it with a cat. You can do it with anything that'll follow you. So the check step. All right. So we did the check step. All right. So another thing that we're going to review is our little body displacement activities that we were doing last time. So these are counterattack moves. We want to use sparingly, but they are useful at certain times. We don't want to get in the habit of counterattacking all the time. We want to counterattack with purpose at a good time. Because what do we need to remember about counterattack? We do not have the right of way, so we better do it right, okay? For those of you who may not remember, a little review of counterattack is if El Demo starts extending his blade and moving his feet towards me, and at that time I decide to hit his target without defending myself, I am doing a counterattack, okay? So when that happens, I might decide to do a counterattack, right? It might for whatever reason be a good choice, okay? But in order to preserve myself, as in not get a touch on me, I'm going to do a body displacement. I'm going to basically just move my target to where El Demo can't hit me. So the way I'm going to do that, first of all, we're going to practice. I will show you this way, and then I'll show you pointed at the screen again. So I'm on guard against El Demo. In my imagination, he starts his attack. In response, I'm going to extend and step out of the way. So his attack, hopefully, will miss me, right? What that looks like when I'm pointing at you as my opponent. So you are making an attack on me. In response, I'm going to extend my blade and displace my body. So to do that, I'm taking this back leg and I'm stepping out of form, right? I'm not still in on guard position. Here we are, on guard position. You're making an attack towards me. I'm gonna extend, step out, right? I might step off the strip in this point, but the key thing there is that my point lands before I step off the strip. Because if this yellow line right here is the end of the strip, if I were to step off and then land a touch, the director might throw it out. He might say, touch landed after the fencer stepped off the strip, no touch. Okay, so important when they make that attack that I land that touch for my body out of their way, right? Okay, so let's try that a few times. We're kind of being like simultaneous counterattackers because we're facing each other if you are watching this way. All right, everybody on guard position. Here comes the attack. Extend your blade, displace your body. Right, here we go, one more time. On guard position, extend that blade, displace your body. So the faster and more efficiently you can do this, the better it's going to work on the strip, because if you're like slow like me, where you're like standing and then getting out of the way, they're gonna hit you. You gotta be efficient about it. So you're gonna extend, throw your body out of the way. Maybe you're doing these things at the same time, right? Here they come on the attack, extend, displace, okay? Throw them for a loop. All right, so that's one way to do a displacement while you are doing a counterattack. The other way that we talked about a couple weeks ago is dropping low. Good move if you are smaller than your opponent, a big tall opponent who's towering over you. All right, so when they come on attack, you're still gonna extend, but this time instead of going out, you're gonna go down, right? And the hope here is that you've made your target, you've changed the position of your target so much that they're going to miss when they come in. They're going to hit you in the head or hopefully just go past so you can actually get the counterattack. Because if they hit you in the head, it's off target, but you won't get a touch. Okay, so we'll be on guard. Practice that. This is a good one to get your body used to because this one requires some springiness. Okay, on guard position, here comes the attack, extend and drop, right? Make sure that when you're making that extension, you're dropping down, your point has to stay up kind of high. I let mine drop down low there. You have to remember your opponent is not dropping down. They're still up there. Okay, on guard, and here they come on the attack, extend and drop. That point nice and high, on guard, and extend and drop. Right, you can do this all the time. You can do this in quarantine, you can do this at home, you can do this in the yard. You don't have to have sword, and everybody on guard, and extend and drop. Back to on guard. So you gotta jump right back up to on guard. Get your legs used to all that springiness. Okay, on guard position and drop. Nice. Couple more times on guard and drop. With that extension, that tip should be up nice and high where your opponent's body is. On guard position and drop. Yeah. All right. You guys are like coiled springs. It's amazing. All right. So counterattacks. These are all things that we can practice. Maybe I'll send you guys an email after this to remind you all the things that we talked about to practice. All right, what else do we have? Oh, we have infighting. We did infighting a while back. El Demo, you're in for it. Okay, so this is also, I'll pull El Demo out a little bit here. This is also a body placement practice. Also something that you can practice at home without an opponent. Really, these things that I'm talking about today and have talked about before are all important things to be practicing without an opponent first. These are not things to start practicing with an opponent. That's why I'm focusing on this, because nobody has an opponent. Okay, so annoyingly, El Demo's blade is like kind of in the wrong spot. Oh well. Okay, so we're going to, let's see, what are we doing? Oh yeah, we're doing infighting. Okay, so infighting, I can close the distance or the opponent can close the distance, but it's important to know what to do with our bodies when we do this, okay? So we're on guard across from this opponent here, and perhaps he closes the distance really fast. Actually, I have to close the distance because he doesn't, so we'll just do it that way. Let's say I want to close the distance really fast. When I do this, if I close it really fast, see I have to pull my arm back here really far in order to have my tip be, I know you guys can't really see my tip that well, but so that my tip is like in the right spot. If I don't, if I just crowd in like this, I could hit off target. It's hard to control my blade. So pulling my arm back like this allows me to get pretty close, but still not that close. If I am really in it, if they come crashing towards me and I need to do some infighting and I need to get this touch fast, another thing I can do is bring my arm up over my head. This is an action that we need to practice in order to get good at it, right? Bringing it up here so that my wrist is up here above my forehead. I have to pull up my back leg because I have to straighten up to do this. I'm not going to do this crouched down. So I've got my arm up over my head like a, I don't know, like a ballerina fencer or something. That I am not. Okay, so closing the distance, pulling the blade up, and my blade is pointed downward. I'm going to end up hitting my opponent with my point dragging down their jacket. And what I want to do is I want to make contact before it hits the bottom, right? So it's getting this normal on guard position quickly transferred to this turned position, like this. Another important key here, I don't remember if I mentioned this last time we did this, is the turning of the shoulders. So it is technically against the rules to change which shoulder is forward. So if I do this motion, I'm realizing this like as I do it. If I do this motion and I turn my body so much that this shoulder goes forward of this one, my touch could very well be void, depending on if anybody notices that. So when I do this action, what I want to make sure of is that my torso doesn't go past basically parallel with my opponent. So that's another, this is another reason that this stretch is important. I have to get this arm back here. I have to get my bare hand back out of the way. Okay, just practicing again these body mechanics, closing up, bringing this arm up, right? And I'm just balance-wise, I feel the need to bring my back foot forward to do this, right? To get the balance that I need to get up there. And I got to be taller than my opponent in this position. All right, so let's just do that a couple times. We're closing the distance with our opponent because our opponent is probably a wall or a dummy, and they're not very crowdy. Okay, so everybody on guard position, and bring yourself up. Get the point up there. Think about this shoulder. This shoulder has to stay back. And get this point wants to make purchase, right? You do not need a blade in your hand to practice this position. You can do it without a blade. There's a lot of stretching going on in your shoulder here. It's a position we don't usually pull ourselves into. On guard and close the distance, right? Get that click when the blade hits the target. On guard and close the distance, right? Okay. Infighting. Not my favorite thing, but mostly because I don't practice it, which is why I'm encouraging you guys to practice it. One last thing I'm going to go over because I'm talking about things that you can do during the week. Eventually, we're going to start fencing again, and I want you guys to, I don't know, not be all like soggy and floppy and forgetting how to fence. So the last thing here is our quarter drill, okay? I am going to remember to email you all and give you a list of all these things. So I have a quarter here. It's okay if you don't. Just explain the idea again. The quarter down on the ground. Now, depending on your preference, you can put your heel on the quarter, or you can put the ball of your foot. This is the ball of your foot right here, like right where your toes attached to your foot. That's your heel. If you didn't know that. Okay. So I prefer the ball of my foot. It works better for me. Come on guard with the ball of my foot on this quarter. And my goal here is to, when I do this lunge, I want to shoot this quarter forward. So I have to push forward. What it's going to do is going to help my toe land straight, which is very important for your knees. None of you care about your knees because you're all so young, but eventually you will. and you'll be really glad that you kept lunging with your toe straight forward, okay? On guard. And what you're gonna do is push out that front foot. And so what happens is I shoot this quarter straight forward. So it takes a couple of times to get the hang of it if you've not done it before. Works best on like a hardwood floor, doesn't work very well on a rug. You could imagine the quarter was there, I suppose, but the quarter really gives you good visualization of what you're doing. So quarter underneath the ball of your foot and kicking that foot out to shoot that quarter forward. That was my imaginary quarter lunge, right? Okay. So I already gave you an assignment of those 5 small, medium, large lunges in the morning. I want you to do the quarter lunge 5 times a day too. It's a good one, it really is. Like if you find that sometimes you get lazy and you land your lunge with your toe in even just a little bit, you do this consistently, it'll straighten that out. Save you a lot of tears, I guess. So that is the review. Let's see. Yeah, that's all like we've done other things, but I had like props ready. I'm looking at my list for other things that I had. So like we did footwork with a ball and a string. I don't know if you guys remembered that, but I don't have the ball hanging from the ceiling anymore, so I can't demonstrate that one. But maybe you have been working on that by hanging a ball in your bedroom or something, and you let it swing, and as it's swinging, you're doing your footwork to accommodate its movement, right? Super exciting. This is what we got to do. Okay, that's a grand lesson for tonight. I am